Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to make char cloth or char material. And we gathered a few things to get this fire going today. It's been raining for like the past hour, but we should have enough stuff here to get this going. So let's dive into it and we'll get started. This is not the greatest tin for this. Maybe easy. I can't find my good one that I usually use. Right here we have a piece of denim. I sacrificed my favorite pair of Daisy Dukes here. Cut a couple strips off of this denim. It's 100% cotton. It works really well. And what I usually do with that is I'll take it and I'll just roll it up on something. I usually use this nail, and anything will work, but I just get it rolled on there nice and tight. And then when you do hit this with a spark, you end up with a longer burn time, a better ember really. But you do lose some surface area trying to get this lit by rolling it up like this rather than having a flat piece of cloth for sparks to land on. But it seems to work pretty good for me. So we'll burn this down and turn it into char here in a little bit. But for now, we're going to use this. And we can actually use this tin here to catch some sparks and get our fire going in that. So, but prior to actually lighting this ember, we're going to get our bird's nest ready. Our tinder bundle here. Get these sticks out. Hopefully they're dry enough. Everything's kind of wet. Like I said, it's been raining for like an hour now. Just quit. Of course, as soon as I come outside to do a video on fire starting techniques, it starts pouring on me, but oh well, I'm used to it. Some dry grass, somewhat dry grass, and hopefully I can get this to go up with some of these pine needles. So what we'll do here, we set these pine needles back in and stick this straw and work this into a little bird's nest here. It's a little bit damp for sure, I can feel it. It's really humid out and it's been raining, so this might be a little bit trickier than normal, but that's good practice. Let's put our pine down in there. We'll work that around. Set that there. Some of these sticks, hopefully they'll go up when we need them to. Finally got a small piece lit. Jeez Louise, that was a pain in the ass. So you can see that right there. I'm gonna try to roll this back up a little bit. You guys can see that. Got a good ember going there. Now with this damp material, we'll see, put it in our bird's nest and see if we can get this thing to light. Now you got to let it go slow a little bit at the beginning because it has to dry out the surrounding material because it's damp. Hope I got you guys in this shot. so here's an example for today would be, right now we got this fire going. This is our first fire. We used pre-made char cloth that we already had on us in our kit, and it took several attempts at getting a spark off this knife onto the char material, but we do got a fire going now. There is a chance of rain. I mean, I can just tell by looking at the sky, any minute, you know, it can start raining. So this fire right here in a downpour, it would get put out. What we need to do now is probably get started making our char material, so that way we don't get caught with our pants down in case we have to redo this whole process later after the rain. So let's get started and get our tinder box here, our char box. I'm hoping you guys can see this on screen. Yeah, okay. Get our char box here. Now, what we're gonna do is take that piece of denim that we had earlier and let's roll it up. It's also kind of saves you a little bit of room in there if you roll this up tight, I feel like. So we'll go ahead and roll that up. And we have one more piece here. We'll roll it up as well. And sometimes I'll take a piece of this denim on the side afterwards, and I will just wrap it around to hold this together, and then just twist it in your fingers a bunch, and it'll hold it together a little bit better in there. And then we're also going to see about this jute twine, this jute rope right here that I rolled up kind of into a flat little circle there. So we'll stuff that in there as well. Tuck these edges down in. Now how this works is this char tin, I poked one hole in the top of it here for gases to escape. So what I do is I close this up real good, and then that hole right there lets gases escape as this material is being turned into char in the flame. So we're going to set this in the fire, in the coals, wherever. We're going to get flame, and you'll see, I'll bring the camera in closer once it's going, the gas is escaping here, and then if there's an ignition source, they'll catch on fire as well. You can also make char material by burying what materials you're trying to use down in the coals, and then covering it up with more coals and dirt and letting that cook out that way. You can make char material, but tin, some type of metal, works best really. Once that thing's done flamed up and there's no more smoke coming out of that hole, I can let it go just for a short period longer usually, and then I can pull it out off to the side out of the coals and let it cool on its own. You can't open that up when it's hot like that because it'll be an ember in there and your material will burn up. What you're doing is choking off the oxygen to the triangle of fire, and you're stopping it and just letting the gases escape, and the material inside is not actually getting burnt up, it's just turning it into char. That flame's about to go out very shortly. There it goes. Now we may or may not get a little bit of smoke. I'm going to move this fire a little bit, pull that out, and we'll set this in some flame just to make sure it's burnt all the way through. And you can't really overdo it, so if you left it in there for a while longer, it's not going to hurt anything. Alright guys, we have no gases escaping from that anymore, so we're going to go ahead and take it out of there and set it off to the side to cool. Alright guys, this thing's just about cooled down, I believe. It's cool to the touch, so it should be good for us to open this now. This tin's really fidgety, but you can see, let me come closer to the camera here. What we have here is our charred material that you can see. Looks just like what we started with earlier to ignite that fire. Completely blacked out and turned into charcoal basically. Same with that jute rope, looked like it turned out good. I'll test that out next time I go to start a fire and see if that worked or not. But now you can just keep this in here, keeps it contained, and then we'll throw it in our other tinder box here that we keep some dried materials and flint, chert, whatever you can find, stuff like that. Keep our stones in there, keep everything nice and dry and out of the weather. Now I can put this away and know that next time I need to start a fire, as long as I got a piece of high carbon steel with me, my knife, I'll be good to go. So say this was a survival situation, you know, I got my fire tonight to keep me warm, cook with, whatever I need, boil water. Tomorrow, you know, I should be able to kick back up from the coals, but if something happens and that, you know, if it rains overnight and I can't do that, I can use this to start a fire again, just like we did today. Anyhow, that's it for this tutorial today, guys. We have successfully made char material, even though it was a little bit of a pain in the ass to get that fire going with the humidity and everything being soaking wet from a downpour minutes before. But anyhow, we got it going. We accomplished the goal. We didn't give up. I was sweating my ass off there for a little while, just trying to get sparks off that steel. But we got it going. We have char for our next fire in here and ready to go. And we'll see you guys next time. In the next video, I'm going to show you one good use out of an old pair of binoculars rather than throwing them away, because these were about to go in the garbage and I realized I can use them. So we'll see you in the next video.